Okay, here's a scenario, a speculative scenario of what I think happened with George Zimmerman killing Trayvon Martin. And, it's just speculation. It's just piecing a narrative I think is feasible. And, I might even be hesitant to make it, except for Ty Waterman has set the bar at what is acceptable in terms of narratives to the evidence. So it's way more realistic than his narrative. But who knows? There's definitely elements that even I would not be surprised to find out turn out different. Maybe I'll mention them when I get to that detail, or maybe I'll not. Maybe I'll just stick to the narrative. So I think Trayvon went to the 7-Eleven to get some snack and drink, came back to the front gate, found it locked, went around to the opening, came across George Zimmerman was going out to buy porn magazines and play poker at the same time he does every week. Saw Trayvon, realized that was more exciting, drove over to near where he was parking the car, watched Trayvon walk towards him. Now, if Trayvon was out casing joints, there's no reason for him to keep going in that direction towards the car that's been, sort of lurking on him. He's obviously walking straight to his home. When he gets to the area of the road where the truck is, he sees the guys definitely glaring at him, definitely giving him a violent vibe, definitely giving an aggressive vibe. He walks by and then he starts running, and he sees and hears the guys running behind him. He goes down into the dark and he's getting tired, doesn't want to run anymore. He also feels a little safer because he's pretty close to his house, but not so close that he wants to run up to his house and have this fucker follow him to his house. That guy might have a gun. So he's hiding, semi-hiding in the dark back there, and he sees George Zimmerman approaching him, but George Zimmerman doesn't see Trayvon Martin. And the reason it's not the same is because since Zimmerman is traveling from the lighted area, at least part of that way, his silhouette might be visible, whereas behind Trayvon, it's dark. I think that since... they go down there now. Trayvon dies 60 seconds or so after the police call ends. Right? And it took some amount of time for George to get down to where the dead body, the scene of the crime is. And Di Waterman says that he thinks George says he can still see his truck. So obviously on the call he's still up at the T. And he's walked down there, and that's taken 15 to 40 seconds. So that means that within 15 to 45 seconds of the conflict, Trayvon's shot. So George probably had his gun pulled and drawn as he walked into the dark, telling himself he's not following, he's just walking around in the area where the suspect is. It's not following the suspect. The cops will understand that is not following. And he obviously had the gun ready, because you don't have a 15-second fight and shoot somebody and the gun not ready. That is the gun ready time. And if his head was getting beaten like a piñata, how would he go ahead and get and unbutton and unholster and pull that out without the guy beating him and totally in control of him stopping that? I mean, he couldn't get away. How could he have done that? Well, he already had the gun drawn. So that's murder too. He's ready to, he had deadly force on the ready, surveilling the area a suspect was in when he was told that the police didn't need him to do that.